Let's start with definitions first. When I was reading the symptoms, it just struck me how common they are. Persistent cough, runny nose, breathing difficulties. I mean, that could be COVID, that could be your run-of-the-mill cough and colds, that could be tuberculosis. I mean, what distinguishes this whooping cough or pertussis? What's a distinctive symptom, if any?
It's great that you asked that, Regina. The name of the disease, which is whooping cough, comes from the English word whoop, which is the approximation of the sound that it makes. There is a distinct high-pitched whistle or sound after or in between each cough. So that in Tagalog, may halak. So there is a particular sound that this cough makes, which distinguishes it from the other kinds of cough, or your normal cough, as we would say. And if you would also ask if this is comparable to asthma, the difference between asthma and having pertussis is the fact that there is fever when it comes to pertussis because of the infection. There is a microbe involved, and that also distinguishes it from COVID-19. COVID is caused by a virus. This one is caused by a bacteria.
Is this part of the routine vaccines that infants usually take? I mean, for me, this is the first time I'm hearing about pertussis. And where are we lacking in exactly? Because we're seeing now high fatalities.
Yeah, pertussis is actually not new. It's been around since history will say it's around 1600s or maybe 1500s, 16th century, around the time Magellan landed in the Philippines. They were already describing the symptoms of pertussis. The original Filipino name for it is ubong dalahit or tuspirina. You will probably notice that our elders are familiar with this term because there was a time when there was a higher prevalence of pertussis. But for us, in our generation particularly, vaccination coverage did reach a high point sometime in the 80s or 90s. It is part of routine vaccination. In fact, the vaccine that we are advocating for to be used in this particular time is what we call the pentavalent vaccine. It comes alongside diphtheria, tetanus, hepatitis B, and also Haemophilus influenza type B. So this is something which, shall we say, because of the pandemic, worldwide, we noticed, not just us, but the WHO in other countries has also noticed that the numbers have been going up because of the inability to vaccinate during the pandemic. And as Undersecretary Tayag also correctly pointed out, for quite some time, there has been a lot of hesitancy when it comes to vaccination after the Dengvaxia problem. So because of that, we are still trying to convince our population to come back to this behavior of getting our kids routinely vaccinated so that we can put an end to this increase in pertussis cases.